So we're doing Poor Man's Week.
Yeah, we're doing Poor Man's Week. It's the middle of the...
Well, days, anyway.
You guys got the Rex month here, and I got the whiskey goggles of the boss, and he's insubordinate and churlish.
Do we want to do a bourbon?
Here's the thing, Daniel. Here's the context of the moment.
Okay.
I was denied
You're still nursing that grudge.
As your employer, your boss.
You're not yet. I'm still vice chancellor.
And as the holder to the keys of Rex month. And as the manifestation of the people's will. You said, what do you want to do? I said, what I want to do. And you said, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So.
But anything other than that?
Here's what needs to happen.
Oh, I've got one you could do.
Here's what needs to happen.
What?
You need to bring to me and the people so much value that I forget I was denied the initial Poor Man's Blend.
I've got one of the rarest whiskeys in the vault right now. It may not be one of the most expensive, but it is one of the most rare.
It's over
$1,000.
There's already a problem with how you're presenting this, because one of the rarest whiskeys in the vault, you could say Fireball.
No, it's also one of... No. I mean rarest whiskeys.
Very
as far
rare
as
in the vault.
Availability of whiskey on the planet, rarest whiskeys. Okay. And this is a video that even Jimmy Legg would get excited about. You're going to love this whiskey. Ryan Dice donated it. I've been milking it and nursing it for 4 years because I didn't want it to go away.
What is it?
It is a Duncan Taylor special edition release of Springbank that was only released in hard, custom-made boxes and then never released again.
How much was this retail?
Over $1,000.
Oh. All right. You're aiming in the right direction. Oh, it's got leather.
I'm just saying, Ryan Dice gave this as a gift.
Look at that wood bit.
This is 20-year-old Springbank.
Yeah.
And Ryan and I are the only ones who drink it.
Yeah.
Because I don't let anybody else try it.
Wow.
And I'm having a hard time getting it out of its bed. It doesn't just go flying across the room. Look at that box.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, man, this is heavy, too.
This is... Here's how rare this is. Are you ready?
This weighs about as much as, like, 3 bottles of whiskey.
Yeah. This is 20 years old. Yeah. Springbank sherry cask finish. Bottle 49 of 63 bottles.
Wow. All right. So. Holy crap. For the people.
This is 55.7% alcohol.
Poor Man's Blend Me.
Yeah. Bottled in 2014. March of 2014.
Yeah.
And by the way, distilled in 1993. What were you doing in 1993? You were in junior high.
I was like 12 and 13.
Yeah.
So I was being 12 and 13.
And that's when they distilled it. Cask number 635275. Bottled by Duncan Taylor. This is pretty magical, right? And this Springbank matches your vibe. Because it's sort of a f*** you whiskey. Oh,
This is f*** you with a monocle. It is.
Here's the thing.
They pull out the leather.
We're going to have to edit this out. Oh, man, it's so good. But
I'm not wrong.
I'm trying to imagine.
I'm not wrong.
I'm trying to imagine somebody while keeping a monocle in, which takes some effort. Which means you can't let your facial expressions get the best of you. Dude, that is the most sherry-dominant Springbank, but it's not boring. That cask strength adds some of the oomph back into it. So what I'm getting is the classic Springbank iodine, slight rubbery finish, but it's surrounded in this candied sherry note.
Yeah.
And up front, there's a little bit of a waxy note in the nose. It's almost grapefruity, right? It's almost like...
Ruby red grapefruit.
Yeah, like... In the taste, it's bizarre how strong that is. I'm looking for the Springbank cask strength and having a hard time finding it.
Another line item on your formal reprimand.
Okay.
Disorganization.
Okay. So here's what I think. I think we start with a base of the 18 to get the overly fruity Springbank note. And we're going to pour about a half ounce. So about 15 milliliters is going into this. Okay, so... We have the right middle fruit note, but we don't have the base. Okay. Yep. And we don't have the proof either. So we need the burn, and we need the dense fruit. How about Long Grow, which is also made at the Springbank Distillery? Oh, there it is. We're going to use the Pinot cask.
The grapefruit note you had on this is very apt because the way your mouth is left after grapefruit with that really high acidity, that really high acidity leaves your mouth, your tongue feeling kind of springy. There's some bitiness in there. That just stays.
It's all wrong.
And it's not dissipating.
Yeah,
at
it's
all.
really not letting up. I'm going to try the Burgundy cask 12. Oh, that's better.
Oh, there's almost on the...
Okay, so I'm starting to get the dark notes, but they're not as rounded. So here's what's missing for me as I'm creating this blend. I'm now doing about half and half. Springbank 18 and Springbank Burgundy 12.
And on the nose of the one we're aiming at, I'm getting like this flattened mint.
It's so unique. I can't even come close to it. I'm at 30% after 3 tries right now, maybe if I'm lucky. Yeah. And what I'm missing is the really heavy sherry and then the bite. Avalor, which has the sherry and the bite.
While you play around with that, some comments. We've been recently experimenting with the format, doing like sit down for the story time, the water and the ice, and we'll go back to that whenever it's just normal reviews. Comments, this is from Ryan. When they sat down, it looked like Gandalf and a bald Frodo having a drink. Chris C. replies, if Gandalf were like 1,500 years younger and a bit on the hefty side. Sure.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I got the bite back. And I got the fruit note. Look how much darker that is, though. Oh, I think I might have found it. I'm getting there. I need more bite.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm there.
I think it's 4 drops of Lagavulin 16.
No. I mean, we could try it and find out.
It's 4 drops.
But if it's, I'm going to pour that mix into something else because I think you're wrong and I don't want to ruin what I've created so far. So we're going to do that Lagavulin into this one and we'll compare with what I do. So still 4 drops or less?
4 drops. 2.7 drops. That's not a drop. That's a pour. That's like 11 drops. That was 11 drops. You don't know what a drop is. Like literally a drop. Not count to 11 as you empty the bottle.
11 might have done it. You might be right with Lagavulin 16.
Oh, I'm closer.
You're closer than this is for sure. Let me try the one I was going to try.
Yeah. There's some more ashiness on the one that has Lagavulin.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking for a sherry cask. Like Bamor, the devil's cask.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. But this is also rare. It destroyed it.
Well, just because you didn't do what I said.
It still tastes good, but this just flattened everything out.
Is it a swing and a miss?
It's a swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss.
Cannot replicate it. We got at best 70% there, and we were 50 before Rex added Lagavulin 16.
You know what I equate this episode to? Karma. So let's do the Gene of Tuliev story.
Oh, it's long though. Do you have time for this?
Well, you failed, so Gene of Tuliev.
So Gene, I met Gene, and Gene gave me a business card that said legitimate businessman on it.
Yeah.
And that was all I knew.
Okay.
Right? He was an interesting guy. And he said, hey, do you want to go get a drink? Because Gene is Jewish Russian.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, you want to go get a drink in Austin at the Russia House?
Yeah.
A Russian bar and restaurant. And I said, sure, that sounds like an interesting evening. So on a random Wednesday, Thursday night, I drive into downtown. I park my car. Yeah. I go to this place that's a bar that has a Russian flag on the front that I've always seen but never gone into. Yeah. I walk up to the front and it is suspiciously busy for this time of the week. Yeah. I open the door and immediately there's a gypsy on the floor reading tarot cards for 2 other people sitting on pillows right by the front door. Yeah. I walk in, there's this huge crowd inside the bar, and this blonde Russian girl walks straight up to me and starts speaking in Russian. I'm thinking, evidently I look like I can speak Russian, but I can't. So she stops, takes a breath, and I go, I don't speak Russian. Her whole demeanor changes. Yeah. She goes from this hey to what the f*** are you doing here?
You're in the wrong place.
Yeah. And I am immediately uncomfortable. And she says, no joke, why are you here? Well, I'm here to meet a friend of mine, Gene of Tuliev.
That fabled Russian hospitality.
Yeah. Why are you here? Well, I'm here to meet my friend Gene of Tuliev. She says, where is he? And I said, I don't know. I don't see him. And she says, come with me. I'm like, yes, ma'am. So I follow her through this crowd, and it's a bar. I've seen the bar before through the windows, but it's different now. There's food chafers lining the walls, and every kind of food you can imagine, just piled, people lining up and just filling up plates of food.
Yeah.
We go back. On the left-hand side of the restaurant, there's a door and a low ceiling, and there's a fake room within the bar that is the restaurant. But to the right, in the middle, there's a long hallway that goes back to the restrooms, it looks like. Right. And on the right, there's these curtains that go 20 feet tall, just in a row, hanging curtains. We walk up to the first curtain. She grabs a curtain, she yanks it aside, and there's 6 people sitting at a formal dining table, just with their forks, I mean, like crystal decanters, and she says, "This them?" And I say, "No," and she goes, shrink, closes it back again, right? We walk to the next curtain. She goes, shrink, like that, and there's this long table that could fit 12 people, and at the head of it is Gene Navtuliev. And in front of him is 4 decanters of vodka, 2 empty, and all of these fancy plates, and the like lace tablecloths, you know, and the Russian tea things that are the pewter with the glass that goes into it, you know. And Pyotr and Oksana, who you've met, are there. And Brian Brushwood.
Oh, there's
Wood. This is where I met Brian Brushwood.
At the Russian thing.
Yeah.
All right.
And also there is Adam Curry.
Adam Curry.
Yeah, Adam Curry from the Headbangers Ball, sitting across the table. And I said, "Yay, Gene!" And she go, "Okay." And she leaves. And I sit down, and what I didn't realize, and the whole thing was, Gene invited me for a drink.
Right, you thought you were going to meet Gene.
Yeah. No, I was going to a private party that Gene had invited everybody to, and not told any of them what was happening. Everyone there thought they were meeting Gene for a drink.
Yeah.
That night I met Brian Brushwood, Adam Curry, Pyotr and Oksana, and like 15 other people. At this group meal, and it turns out it was Russian Orthodox Christmas, which happens in January.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so we ate until we could not move. Russian food is comfort food.
Okay.
It's just meats and pastas and breads and sauces and
vodka.
And vodka, a lot of vodka.
So I go to lunch with Gene. And the difference between you and me is it is just one-on-one, me and Gene.
Yeah.
Gene doesn't want to introduce me to his people. All right, here's to fighting. We're doing the toast for the first time sitting.
Yeah, this is a new thing.
I don't like these chairs. We need better chairs.
Here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight me, fight for friends.
If you steal me, I steal over his hearts.
And if you want Jan, you have to pour me that whiskey. Put it in the comments.
Oh, God.
I will not be denied.
Yeah. Hey, stick up for me here.
Yeah.
Rich boy!
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in the Whiskey Vault. Don't forget to throw in a like, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right, and drop a question or comment down below.